Good evening. That was certainly interesting, wasn't it? Good evening. Welcome to Raconteurs News on this Monday evening. It's the 18th of May, 2020. The mad world that we're living in continues to go around us. Can you hear that noise now? I bet that's something else. It is chuffing now. Anyway, something else making a noise. Good evening, welcome to Raconteurs News. It's the 18th of May 2020, and I'm your host, Jason Holmes. And I'm a little bit light on my guest. He's not arrived yet at the moment. I know it's really early in the morning. I did give him, he did say, can you just give me a reminder? So I reminded him yesterday, 24 hours before. And then I reminded him an hour before on Skype. So hopefully at some point he will join us. But thanks for joining us on this show this evening. Let's say hello to some people. Antisocial commenting is in effect in this chat and must be adhered to. Ooh, okay. Lol dot. Good evening to Don Telling Pike. Catching Fire, Matthew Caddy, good evening to you as well. Kev James, Muick, Tom, Alice is in there as well. Alice George, Alicat George, she's in there as well. Owen's in there as well. Good evening to you, mate. That pizza that you posted a picture of earlier on Facebook, I've got to say it looked really, really nice. It looked really nice, and I wouldn't have minded a piece of that. But anyway, some nice cooking there. Jamie Howe's there, Denny's in as well, Soul Bollocks, and Stewie as well. Good evening. I didn't see you for a while, I don't think. Anyway, we're like I said, we're waiting for Max to. He's never let us down before. I'm sure if he does, there's something that's got in his way, and he's not being able to, either that or he's that knackered, because he must have been doing a lot of interviews, especially over this coronavirus nonsense in the last few weeks. In the last couple of months, it's getting into months now that we've been on this lockdown situation. How are you finding it? Everybody enjoying it? Is it? Are we going to get out of it? Are we going to continue? I wanted just a couple of things I wanted to pick up on that I picked up on over the weekend while we wait for Max to arrive. That's it, if he does. Didn't he? Ex Sheffield Wednesday player playing for FC St Pauli yesterday. That's what's his name? Anyway, it must be because our old manager's there, isn't he? Joss is Wednesday's old manager, St Pauli. Penny, so he's called Penny, and he Penny. He scored against SV Hamburg as well, I noticed, in the derby. So that's it, Penny. Yeah. Anyway, let's get away from that for a bit. But like I said, we've got a good week lined up this week. Hopefully Max is going to come and join us at some point. If not, then I'll be inviting somebody. I'll be scratching around, seeing if I can get somebody on. That's some of the stuff I noticed. Coronavirus stories. Now, I heard this coronavirus story. And it was, I thought to myself, that's absolutely, it was just comedy gold. But what it was about care homes employing lifeguards. Care homes were employing lifeguards, I think probably because they can do CPR and stuff like that, and it would help and all that sort of stuff around it. But I had this vision of being in a care home, and there's a guy sat there in his underpants, in his Shackleton's ice seat chair with his big red thing and his thing on his head to keep his hair all right. And then somebody shouting, "Doris in number 608 is crashing. So then these lifeguards go rushing in and do the old pumping thing and chucking sand on just to make it a little bit more authentic, so that they're used to it in doing all this. And then, no, we're gonna have to call it. I'm afraid we've lost the poor old Doris has died. And then the paramedics turn up and take her away on the surfboard. And put a beach towel over her head to, for her dignity. That's just one of the things. I think it was somebody told me that story who's in a story that I'm going to tell now. And perhaps I won't mention who it was. I also, I got somebody. Can you believe? I know this is. This is it's a lesson in who. It's a lesson in no matter how much you trust the source. You've got to check the information out, and you can't. And if it sounds stupid, it's stupid. Call it for stupid. But I convinced somebody that my local co-op had implemented this week days 3, I think Monday, Wednesday and Friday, as whites only days. I said that's what they were doing. He said I said it was something to do with it was something to do with the cross race were happening more, and they were we were wanting this and that, and I got him to believe it, and it was pretty funny. I just thought, but because I couldn't understand it, because that guy trusts me, and well, probably doesn't trust me anymore, but he trusts me, so he's probably not going to. He's going to think that the source is okay. So there you go. So what else were they? Oh, and they were in Sheffield. Over the weekend, I think it were, or it was Friday, but a woman, obviously someone who's got mental health issues, and that's not, I'm not trying to make this, I'm not trying to make light of this, but somebody tried to jump out of the top window of a bus from the top deck through the emergency exit, because she said the bus was too crowded and there were too many people there, and she was afraid of getting coronavirus. So she was attempting to jump out. I mean, this is what we're getting to. This is what this fucking thing that we're being put under is what it's doing to people. If people have already got underlying mental health issues. Jace, did you see LBC Radio say that a flight from Wuhan flew into Heathrow last night? No, I didn't hear that at all. Yeah, scared of corona, tries to jump out of a bus. I mean, that's what's if this corona fucking nonsense, fear mongering crap, people knew exactly what it were, then somebody it might not have got into that situation. But then again, he might have done something better. She might have had a crisis at that time with too many people around, and if there'd have not been this. This silly virus scare, she might have stabbed somebody. So I don't know. That might have saved somebody's life. But I'm not saying anything about the lady at all. She needs all the help she can get, really. I mean, this is what it's doing. People are becoming more and more. If you've got something, it's like weed. If you smoke weed, right? If you smoke weed, if you're okay. You're okay, right? On weed, you'll be okay. If if you've got worries, if there's something that's worrying you that's in subconsciously, then it'll be expanded and it's like it'll be expanded and it'll become more important, and that's why people, when you smoke weed, if you've got some perhaps mental health issues, you've got some depression issues, it can be exacerbated by weed. So I mean, I smoke it, and again, I seem to be going back into this mode tonight. Today I've been absolutely terrified by doing this show. How many shows have I done? I've done hundreds of shows, and today I've just been terrified. I've been laid on bed, trying, sleeping and not being able to sleep, and all this. Just I don't know. So I'm somebody as well who's had issues. So everybody, I think we all have at some point. You've had some sort of issue in your life where your mental health has suffered, whether it be something happened to you, a tragedy, an illness, somebody dying, somebody that a member of your family. As long as everyone's going to have some sort of mental issues, there's going to have some tipping point, and I think this is increasing that. And also the amount, the increase in domestic violence, I understand, is quite tangible as well. So that's another thing. Someone's forced to stay at home, and not only are they forced to stay at home, or perhaps they do stay at home, but the husband's now at home, and the husband has got a problem, and he takes it out on the wife. Of course, the kids are there as well, and money issues are going to start popping up. People are going to, that furlough thing, I think it's come down to 60% on it. It were 80%. So if you were going to get 80% of what you pay, now it's gone down to 60, I believe. Someone can put me right on that if any different. So, but we have these stories like people, God oh fucking mighty. Oh, you look at it and you think it's the people can be infected from somebody speaking 25 feet away. So little bits of spit or whatever comes out your mouth when you're talking, boom, from 25 feet away. That's why you're supposed to wear a mask. Well, what's a mask going to do? One trick pony said, I just got furloughed today and got told 80%. Right, sorry about that. I thought they were it were going down to 60%, which wouldn't fucking surprise me, and they do it quietly as well. Well, I don't know where Max is. I've sent him a Skype message. I hope he might turn up for the second hour. You never know. Let's hope so. I mean, it might just be got an hour wrong out there. Has happened from time to time. I believe he's in Adelaide. Look at me on orange juice as well. Look at me. Proper fucking drunk, aren't I? Sorry. I've been on furlough since March, still 80%. Yep, Tom, yeah, that's right. So it is 80%. I'm sorry about the mistake there. It was a mistake, and I'm very, 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 very sorry about it. If you don't go out and meet one, I think they're talking to Uni about getting himself a girl. I want to hug a girl, Uni. I think bleed now. What? You'd be like a bear hugging a kitten. No, mate. No. You go out yourself and find one. You'll find one. Somebody will hug you. You must have got some. You must have got some. What's it? Thingy. What am I on about? Oh, God, see. Yeah, it's all right. Blah, 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 blah. What? Right, we were talking about being furloughed, weren't we? Somebody said, just me, weed, Max. Owen has. Thank you. So why isn't my ex paying any child maintenance? Alice, does he do normally? Does he? Yeah, New Bean says, ask him. That's probably the best. They were going to make it 60, but kept it, but it's staying at 80%. It's fucking about right, fucking rate and all tossers. I mean, it's not don't affect me. I get me PIP for having one leg. That's it. So I get hour and a half. It goes on a car, which you can't drive, not yet anyway. I could go a good massage, Owen. Midnight Gardener, good massage. Oh, so is Owen offering massages out? Nah. Is that something that we've not heard of? We instead of being sponsored by Shackleton's iSeat chairs, we'll be sponsored by Owen Lloyd Martin's massage parlour over in Retreat, over in Portugal. And he's got a spliff and 34 degrees sunshine. Nice one. I think it's just about getting dark here. Well, it's not. It's just dark because I've got curtains shut. Jason, your sound keeps going off. I don't know if that's anybody else having that. I don't know. Bandit Buster said Peter Ebdon was airing conspiracy theories on TV, according to the BBC. Yeah, somebody sent me that this morning on Mark Bryce. I think sent me that this morning, saying that Peter Ebdon was airing. It was saying something on Five Live. I think I've not listened to it. I've not had a listen. I had a listen to an interview that Max would do. Max did, I think, last night. I listened to that today, just so that I'd, try not to cover the same stuff over and over again. So I've not seen that one, but I will do that. Pete Redden, that's the snooker player, isn't it? Yeah, it's good to see people saying that. I mean, airing conspiracy theories. That's where they keep going, isn't it? It's it's a conspiracy theory. We know what they're like. We know what they do. They write it down. They tell us. They show us. Fucking what's his face? Bill Gates. He. I can hear you okay, but fucking hell. Well, that's put me off that, hasn't it? Thank you very much, Danny Dida. We're all, yes, conspiracy realists. That's it. They always try and pop something in there just to say, it's obviously it's not worthy of any taking any notice of. So they are quite. I once heard on Five Live, it were ages ago. It were years ago. I was driving a van, and I used to listen to whenever in my van on a Friday afternoon on Five Live. I used to listen to the film review with Mark Kermode and that tossbag fucking what's his face, Simon Salad Cream, Simon Mayo. So I used to listen to that. Anyway, one of these days, it happened to be on the day was actually 9/11. And so they come in and they start the show. And anyway, Mark Commode's a little bit late. And he said, I'm ever so sorry. I just got accosted and spoken to by a bunch of 9/11 truthers outside. And he said, and they gave me some DVDs. And he says, Simon Mayo, instantly, like that, mate, chuck them in the bin. And Kermode went, oh, no, I want to see him. He says, and he mentioned loose change. He says, I've got loose change and I've got in plain sight. It was quite a long time ago. So that I do remember that. Sometimes they do get through. They do slightly sneak through because he certainly didn't want to know that they were. He didn't want to say that they were 9/11 protesters, 9/11 truth protesters. You see that he said that word. He didn't know. I mean, to him, he didn't know. Probably nobody said out to him. So he's just said, I spoke to these 9/11 truthers. And they were, they gave me some DVDs, and he just said, well, just throw them away. So, it does sometimes get through. So that's Peter Ebdon. He's a snooker player. There's also been a couple of lower league footballers that have been that have said things. I think one had to retract it, and I think he got a fine from the FA for bringing the game into disrepute when he said something about Rothschild banking and all that. So there are one or two. It does drip through. But again, it's the only person you can really trust is yourself, and that's what you've got to remember. Make sure that whatever you're doing, if you're going to do something, you're going to put something there, make sure you have a look, research it, have a look to make sure. I'm not bothering. I saw a good video today with what's his face on Mark Steele and what's his fucking monkey called, Lee Garrett. That's it. So I'm being prompted. In a minute I'll go line. Yeah, Lee Garrett, and what they were doing is I think they were accosting some people, some of these lads that are fitting this 5G stuff. Now I don't know about this 5G stuff. I'm not an expert on it. I don't have an opinion on whether it's harmful, whether it's going to do harm. I've not looked into enough of it. I do enough of these shows. I have to know enough about enough subjects. We are having to go deep into stuff. I just get people on with opposing views. Mark Steele, Anne-Marie Carey, and now there's this. It's only a little channel, and he's only ever don't get very many hits. I think we've got about 90 hits on this video, but it's got the bloke Mark Steele and Lee Garrett. Mark Steele, Lee Garrett are costing these guys that are installing this equipment, and the guy just totally rebutted what he was saying. Because the bloke, these tossers are saying, yeah, you goes in this and weapons grade. I'm a fucking expert on this, and I'll come round your house and fucking kick your fucking face in, or shoot you in the fucking head. Heed. You fucking, no, that's Scottish, isn't it? Heed. Why the jury said? Anyway, so they were accosting him, and the guy was answering him back and telling him all details, saying, "No, you're wrong. They don't do this. They don't run on this. They don't run on this frequency, and they're not harmful, and yada yada yada." And let me find that, because I'd love to get him a few more. I'd love to get him a few more people to his channel, because all he does is he rips the fucking piss. Rips the piss out of him. I think he's called. Fucking hell! It's no use asking for a line, is it? I've had a thingy from him today, so it should be in my notifications. Hang on, I'll tell you. But he's it's always fun on his channel, and he's always having to go at them too. Dicks. What we got here? What's his name? Mohammed Shafiq. Engineer shows Mark Steele who the real expert is. It was funny that. But I keep getting him. I've subscribed to him. Mohammed Shafiq. If you want to find him on YouTube, it's in capitals where it says engineer shows Mark Steele who the real expert is. But if you find his channel, it's got some really entertaining stuff with involving them fucking Tom and Jerry, whatever they're fucking called, Ben and Jerry. What should we call them? I don't know. Yes, there it is. New Bean's found it. Thank you, New Bean. Go and go subscribe to that channel, and I have asked him if he'll come on, and he has been emailing me, but I think he's a little bit too what's the word? frightened for his life, you know, because he's going to get a bullet in the head. That's the one, Kevin. Mohammed Shafiq. Really good guy. Just give him a subscription. I don't think he's got many subscribers, but he does some really good. They're only short as well, so you don't have to sit there and watch and you know, watch for like length of this, which like would be 2 hours if we've got a guest spot. May end up being one. Sarcastic barman is funny too, Kevin Street says. We'll so have a look for that. Let me write that down. Sarcastic barman. Sarcastic barman. Let's have a look. A few more good channels have been taken down in the last few days. Yeah, I can believe that. I'm surprised that the content that we've had on this channel that we've not even had any warnings or anything. Well, I don't think so anyway, because the email address that it's linked to, I very rarely check. So I don't know if I've had any. I think last time I had a warning. Were it a warning? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was when I showed my arse. No, because that one's been set on Webby's show. Well, Webby's show, weren't it? Showed my arse. Yeah. I put a link out to the speech of Italian MP. So we're stuck in this world. We're missing Max Igan. Hopefully he's got just an hour out, and he'll probably if he will turn up at some point. And if we just get an hour out of him, then that's fair enough. But like I said, we've got Dave Von Kleist on tomorrow night. Dave, I'm going to have Jason Green from False Flags and Media Hoaxers to co-host with me. And I asked him, it was funny that, because I asked him, do you want to come on and co-host? And he said that was his awakening, 9/11 ripple effect. So Dave Von Kleist will be on tomorrow night, and he's in the chat room as well. If you're on Facebook, good evening to you, Dave. We're looking forward to speaking with you tomorrow. I could probably come here today. Our guest has not turned up, but it's going to be great. There'll definitely be a little bit of 9/11 talk, but we'll also be getting Dave's take on the craziness that is going on throughout the world. It's the mass gatherings, Tricia. I don't. What was it like, Tricia? Was it any good? Can you tell us if it were any good? Did anybody turn up? There was nothing at Sheffield, as I understand. There was nothing. I didn't hear. Yeah, I didn't see anything for Sheffield. I mean, we're just sat here, aren't we? We're just waiting for. We're waiting for his change. It's just waiting for him to come and put their handcuffs on us. So you know, if people want to do that, people can do that. People are going to do that, but there has got to be a number of people that aren't going to take it. We've had football taken away for all sports taken away for about 40, says Tricia Morticia. In Nottingham. So again, that's not really a massive turnout, is it? I mean, I think they were more turned up at Tom Crawford's house than that. But yeah, she said it was good to speak to some nice, normal people who we are doing it again this Saturday too. Yeah, and people have had 3 months no football. They'll never be sport. They'll never be sport again the way that we knew it before. I don't think they will. I mean, there's kids 2 meters away. You've got to be 2 meters away from them. They've got circled. They're on playgrounds. So let's see if we can find it, and I'll pop a couple of pictures up. I mean, these are ridiculous. Playground restrictions. They're putting circles, and each kid's got to be in a circle, and at least 2 meters away from any other kid. You know, Unis said fuck sports anyway, but sports is what keeps a lot of people going through the working week. You know, they do the working week, they've a job they hate, and the only good thing that they've got is they've got the sport at the end of the week. Arteta said he got the phony virus. I mean, I hate fucking Arteta. All these, but where's all the bodies? Where's all the body bags in the streets? People bring out your dead. My dad's coming to see me tomorrow, which is cheered me up no end. So he's coming to measure up. He's getting a lot better, by the way. He's, if you remember, back in February, a bad accident and ended up in intensive care for a few days after falling out of a fucking tree at 70 years old, silly old bastard. But anyway, he's coming tomorrow to measure up to put me, do me a ramp out onto the back garden. So I got one out onto the front, but I ain't going out at back. My outside wheelchair that I use outside is crap, so I want to be able to go out anyway. So he's coming to do it, so that's really cheered me up. Also, I had I couldn't believe it, I had a message from somebody who I've not seen for 30 years. I've not seen or heard from him for 30. He's a kid who I didn't even really know for very long. It were when I worked in, this is how long ago it is. It's 1989, 1990 when I knew him. I've not heard from him since. I saw him, honestly, I must have been mates with him for a year. I ain't seen him since. Suddenly I get this no, because we went on I don't know if you remember, but back in the day there were what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we went on The Time, The Place, which were a daytime morning TV show. We went on that. We went on that. That's the only thing we went on. That's all I remember from him. I knew him for about a year, and then suddenly he's found me. He said he were looking on a forum and saw Josephine's memories, and somebody called Jason H, which was obviously me, had put that they'd put, I used to DJ there, and he worked it out from that and found me on Facebook, and I've not spoke to him for 30 years, and it was like I'd seen him yesterday. It were unbelievable, really funny. So if you're listening, Glenn, he knows about me, Chow. So if you're listening, Glenn, it were really good to catch up with you. And after 30 years, I mean, fucking hell, yeah. Used to like watching The Time and Place. What we noticed was, what's his face? I got John Stapleton in it. He got loads and loads of makeup on, caked on. Caked on, and I think that's what we took from that experience, and I think that's all I can remember about it. And him saying that we were the Batman and Robin of older women. You know, I was 19. I can't even remember what we were talking about, but it was funny anyway. But yeah, and the bastard put fucking petrol in my van when it were diesel, silly cunt. So I had a call from him, which was surprising and welcomed as well. It's always good. There's always things to find, you know, in all this crap. I know it's crap now. Dave Von Kleister's put in the chat room, why are the Brits not on the streets? Dave, we don't know. We've got no answer to that. Nobody will. We just haven't got an answer to it. Why aren't people on the streets? Why not? Because meek, because they're weak, because they've been convinced that the government, you know, they've been convinced that the government is correct and that and they're scared that if they do, it's not that they're scared of the virus or anything. The worst thing is that they're scared that it might be. My missus came home today after being to see, doing a visit, and when she came home, she took all the clothes off and chucked them in dishwasher. That'd been all right. In washing machine, because she'd said she didn't want to risk it, infecting me, because I'm eating the thing. I take all these pills. I've got coronary heart disease, so I'm in the high risk thing. So she just didn't want to risk it. It's and it's understandable, and that's what's happening with people in this country, Dave. I mean, not like you Americans. I think you're armed as well, aren't you Americans? So you've got open carry policies in different states and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know why we are not on the streets. Why we've not taken to the streets. Why we've not taken back our parliament. It's our parliament. It doesn't belong to them. We lend it them. It belongs to us. It belongs to this country. Let's go in and fucking drag the cunts out. I can't, but I'll leave you on front side. But that's what we need to do. We need to get rid of them. They need to be gone. People are always. There's a change in vibration, and there's a change in people. More and more people are becoming awakened to it. Yeah, of course, when more and more people are becoming awakened to it. But you imagine when you first started, it's nuts. You drive yourself nuts thinking about it. And the first thing you found is then leads you on to all sorts of other stuff. So imagine there might be more people awakening, but it's going to take time, because these people, their awakening's got to mature, and there's a lot of that doesn't happen. That people's awakening, right? They get the awakening, and then they think they know everything, and then what they do is they generally tend to block out anything that's. Again, it's the same thing as people who watch mainstream media. They generally tend to block out anything that doesn't go along with their narrative and how they see the world. So it's a strange thing. It's a strange thing. The first when will this end, Jason? Cool. I don't know. It could be if you go by that book. Remember that book all them months ago? They'd add in it that there'd be a virus from China, from Wuhan, and then it'd come and then it'd go as quickly as it came. It'd just disappear. Remember that book? I can't remember what that book was called. But it were it might be that. This might be the new normal. This might be the new normal. We've heard that bandied about everywhere. I mean, the new normal. We're going to have to get used to a new normal. But like Mark Devlin, I think I watched some what Mark Devlin were doing, because he's doing quite a bit of stuff. This has really pissed him off. And I think he was saying, that we've got to do it. But this new normal, we've got to, the people that don't want the new normal have got to let fucking everyone know that we don't want the new normal. We're not having the new normal. We're not having it. We don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want the new normal. I'll happy with old normal. All right. There were conspiracies everywhere. We were being fucking raped to arse with everything we bought for fucking tax and God knows what. But I had my freedom. I mean, why ISIS? They might as well disband, because they used to hate us for his freedoms. So we haven't got none anymore. They can't say that anymore, can they? ISIS, they're all locked up. So we don't hate them anymore, because they ain't got no freedom. They ain't got as much freedom as we have. It's just an utter joke. Just an utter joke. Did anyone listen to Mark Devlin with Freak, Sense and Wife. That was fascinating. No, I didn't actually, but I probably will do. He's certainly really been, but I suppose it's got to have pissed him off. It's cost him a lot of money. He was going out to different places, and Acapulco, I suppose that's been cancelled. He was supposed to be going to Australia to talk, but that's clearly cost him. So you know he's going to be fucking pissed off about it. And who isn't pissed off about it? This keeps beeping. Hang on, let me fucking see what it wants. What do you want, you fucking silly little cunt? It will know, as usual, things. That's all they want. They want you. Bing, 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 bing. So look, see if Max has read my video, my Skype thing. Oh dear. Oh dear, it ain't looking good. I did say yesterday, said okay, Fred. So hopefully he'll get it's just an hour thing, so we'll just get him for the second hour. Yeah, Mark Devlin did that. I think he went to London, didn't he? He weren't in Birmingham, were it? I think he did. He either London or Birmingham. There were a lot of stuff. I think there were some places. It's just a fucking joke, innit? Get back. It's, get back in the house. It's your mother telling you when you're a kid, get in this fucking house. Get in this house or that's in trouble. It's just basically what we've got now for coppers. And of course, there'll be no stabbings or all that because they'll all be COVID-19. Someone died of COVID-19. Max might be mending Keith's polar leg. Okay. Misfire. He did Birmingham in March, right? Okay. Thank you for that, Misfire. Because ISIS are fucking hell, uni. Have a bit of grammar. We gave you this language, we're supposed to use it right. Because ISIS is CIA and MI5. Yeah, good point. They are. They'll be back when they're needed, as soon as we get normal, and then there'll be a new sense of, we're going to have to be in. I just don't know where it's going to go. I can't work out. What they're doing. I've sat and tried. I've put my thinking hat on. Over from over there. I've got my little truck. See? Got my little truck with Jason on it, but I've lost my tractor thing to it, so tractor unit. So it can't go anywhere. So that might as well just be I could use that, couldn't I, as an advertisement on side in a field next to motorway. Jason, call your next kid Jason. The Queen is waiting for hubby to peg. I think he's probably already gone. There was a video by Max Igan showing a man at Hyde Park protest. The police broke his hip deliberately. It's fucking disgusting, disgraceful, these coppers. They're a disgrace. I know they're following orders, but that's not fucking good enough. It's not good enough. You're telling me I've got to do this. You are fucking telling you are telling me that I've got to do this, or I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to be fined, or I'll be arrested. But violence will be used against me simply because I'm not going to go. just makes you wonder the mindset of people that join up. These order followers, these people that'll just do anything. They'll just say, "Oh, just pat down this bloke here. Make sure he's not got no strap to his cock." It's just horrendous. And holidays. I mean, what's the economy going to be when we start again? It's going to be gone. There's no economy. No economy at all. There's going to be no holidays. So economy is not going to get back, is it? People are going to have limited funds. They're going to be wondering when the second wave will come along. They'll have been told all about that. So it's just a lot of things that they're putting on the population when they could just go, look, listen, lads, go out. If there's a virus, there's a bit of a virus about, but you've had flu, haven't you? And you'll probably get over it. You know, most of you had measles, and I think I had German measles when I was a kid. I don't even know what that is. What's that? What's German measles? Is it like, well, I don't know. But I had that anyway as a kid. And I had measles, I had mumps. I had all that. It never hurt me at all. Not at all. As I sit here with me one leg. But no, it's what is it? Why are we afraid? Everything's so sterile. You go to places and they're all so sterile, but it's not, because what you find is, you know, the toilet. Someone, I think they were a lass. I think I've told this story before. But there were this girl who did a thing on a study on. She took toilet water and took an ice cube and tested them both when they both melted. And the ice cube had far more bacteria, and it was horrible, the stuff that were in the ice cube. When the toilet water were pretty bog standard. Hey, I got it in there. I only just thought of that, and just before I said it. Hey, dear. And what's this QAnon thing about? That is what we have to get into with Dave tomorrow. Actually, I think I don't know. I think it's again. What do you do? Do you know who? Do you know who to trust? Do you know who to trust? Do you trust David Icke completely with what he says? Well, actually, I am. But you know what? Who's real? Who's not? And I want to know as well, how's Ian Crane? Is he getting any better? They were at death's door a few weeks ago. I hope he's better. I didn't see no anywhere posted, so I hope he's all right. There'll be nothing else to do but dance, drink, and screw. There you go, John Smith. Awesome, love that one. Yeah, Mark, watch that Mark Devlin video, Freak Sense. Reckons QAnon is Joe Kennedy. Now, interesting point. Interesting point, mate. I'll have a look at that actually. Q is a psyop in my opinion. That's Kevin Street. I don't know. They keep having these. I keep watching these videos, and I think it must be something that Andy subscribed to before I took over completely the channel. But it keeps showing these videos, and it's like, right, it's in the coming weeks we're going to have this, that, and the other, and this. He's going to drain the swamp, and so they're all under investigation, and everyone gets all excited, and then no happens. You know, it's just no happens. What we got here? Oh, these loads better, Ian Crane. Good. All the best to him. I hope he recovers. But gets rid of that fucking knobhead Mark Steele and fucking hell, Garrett. Losing my mind, I'm telling you. He's done a couple of videos today, apparently. He's not. It's Me Coffee's not watched, but yeah. Hopefully he's all right and getting better. Oh, I really need. I really need in the next 8 minutes for Max to come on, because I'm losing my voice. As you can tell, I've got 3 shows to do this week, so what I'm going to do is I'll probably give it till about 1:15. Well, apparently Watson's farted. He's always fucking doing it, dirty bastard. Did he, doesn't he? Sits at your feet and then, well, like my foot, and he just farts. And it stinks. Like, well, you won't believe it's such a bad smell could come out of such a fluffy, pretty dog as that one. And vicious fucking bastard and all his. Military families have had enough. Really? Why do we even have military families? The military doesn't quite get that one. Don't quite get that one, I'm afraid. I saw it in Crime posting a few days ago. Yeah, bit to me, Kiwi's bollocks, says Midnight Gardener. Yeah, 2 Qs. Walking down and posting on Facebook, says Alice. So Ian's he's alive. He's alive, and that is something to be glad of. Garrett won't say nosebleed now. He says bleeding from the nose. I noticed that on that. What's his face? Mohammed's videos. He said, "It's making my kids bleed from the nose. They're making it bleed from the nose." I think we've done it, haven't we? Oh dear. You can catch COVID from farts. Apparently you can. COVID, it's going to go all the way through. It's going to go all the way through you. It's going to go into, what happens is you eat a COVID chip, and then when that COVID chip gets into you, and you eventually when you're having a poo, you fart, don't you? So and then the COVID goes up your nose and kills you. I don't know how it works. How can you get COVID from farting? How can you get COVID from being 25 yards away, 25 feet away? So, nothing ever came from those secret notes in Bush's funeral notes. Didn't hear about that one, Bandit Buster, but I'm assuming that was another Q thing that you were referring to. I don't know what Eunice thinks a Q. I don't know what, perhaps. We'll ask Dave tomorrow how he thinks this Q thing fits into the whole jigsaw. Speaking of jigsaws, me and my wife are doing one. I said me and my wife. My wife's doing one, but it's one of them where it ain't got flat edges, so you can't get edges and then work in. So you have to work it out, and it's very hard. So I did put a few pieces in today, but just exactly what we need. Batyav, sarcastic barman. I just don't know what to do. The guy that I've got on Wednesday is Raj Mahay. Fucking. I've got me note. What's I've done? Fucking proper. What I've done is it told me his name, Raj Mahay, and I've written in my book fucking Raj Mahal. So that's something I best not fucking do. Anyways, he's going to be talking to us about his mum being killed in 1989 when she was on a pelican crossing, hit by a police car. He's been trying to get justice ever since then. It's a really sad story. That's going to be on Wednesday. They were all treated like crap, and one of the police officers referred to his mother as the proverbial dog. So that should be interesting on Wednesday. And Dave, on tomorrow night, if you don't want to get censored, then people can always get a CB radio and start chatting. YouTube and Facebook can't stop that lol, but CB radios don't go very far, do they? You need like a massive twig. I had a CB back in the 80s. I had one. I got a little twig off a car, but we're on a biscuit tin in my bedroom, and I've got a CB. I've got an AM one and an FM one. Back in the day, and my handle was Dirty Harry. So that's what my mum and dad used to call me. So that was my handle. Have you ever had Mark Windows as a guest, Jason? I've not. No, Tom. And there's a very good reason for that. Myself and Mark Windows don't get on very well, so that would never happen. Max, you still think you're the Messiah? Just a very naughty boy. A question for Max. He's not even here yet. Hopefully he's going to turn up. My voice is going all over the place. Whatever that is, M3 UEC, Dirty Harry, haha, yeah. It is funny. Yeah. It were good back in the day, you'd talk to somebody. I would imagine it would be good for, especially in the 80s when it were, all kids were in, I bet it was good for, I bet there was some fucking kicking off about paedophiles and that. You don't know who you're talking to. Mind you, I suppose you never met anybody. You just talked to them, didn't you? And what's your 20 and 1.9 for a copy or 1.9 for Dirty Harry or something. And then I know lingo. I got one of them books, my old 10s in. What's your 20? 10 till we do it again. That were goodbye. Brilliant. Or 1.4 a copy, yeah. Sometimes it was 14. Used to be 19, and then it went to 14 for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. But Max is a drop there. I'm really disappointed. I did send him. He's probably still. He might be asleep. He might have got the time wrong, or something like that. He's never let us down before. He don't normally let us down. Let me have a look on my Skype to see if he's he's not even seen messages yet, so it might still be in bed. Oh, has he? No, we've seen that. Oh, I don't know. I can't tell. So it's not let us down before. Anybody want to come on and have a chat? Just gives a don't forget Rubber Duck. For Martin Kenny, he's in Portugal. So toilets roll from communications. That might be it. He'll be sorting Keith out. Who's Keith? Can someone tell me who Keith is? I don't know who Keith is. People. Right. Let's it is what it is. It's Max has not turned up. He's not turned up into the second hour, so What you got to say? I've just done that, haven't I? Sure I have. I've just posted the link, haven't I? Have I? Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, everybody. I mean, there's nothing you can do. No, I don't have a phone number for Max. It would be, I think it's about 6 o'clock in the morning where he is. So, and I know we did a show last night with somebody who were over here. So maybe he's just laid in. I don't know. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Hang on a minute. Something happened then. There we go. I slept in. So, shall I ask him if he wants to reschedule for next week? Yes, tune into Raconteurs on Monday and listen to Jason Ramble, yeah. Owen's here.
Good evening.
He's just woke up. Okay, I'll just tell him that it's not a problem and we'll rearrange it. Oh, hang on. Do. This is good, isn't it? It's rearrange one word, it is, isn't it? Rearrange. There we go. Right, I've told him we'll rearrange it. How is Owen? How is Portugal, my friend?
Portugal's good. Can you hear me? First of all, can you hear me?
I can.
You can hear me.
How is Portugal, my friend?
Portugal's good. Can you hear me? First of all, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can't hear me. Portugal, my friend. Portugal's good. Can you hear me?
What are you doing now? What's Nobed doing? Hang on. Right, I've muted his mic because there's something wrong with it. That's what. How are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. Yourself?
I'm all right. A bit, a bit disappointed. But we've got as answer why.
Okay.
You are?
No worries, man. Just to quickly answer Tom's message. So in the chat room there, do I live permanently in Portugal? I do. I do live permanently in Portugal. Been here just over 3 years now. And the weather has come back. The weather has come back to us today, and we're in our second week of not being in lockdown. Things are getting back to normal, but that hasn't kept me away from looking at things of what's been going on with the old COVID around the world. So I've got little bits that I picked up that I've been keeping to myself so I could share with you. So yeah, things are good.
Good. How are you, Nobed number 2?
Doing good. It's I am disappointed to see that Max is not coming on, but I guess if it's 6 in the morning for him, then I guess I can't really blame him.
Yeah, he's overslept. We can we can yes, it's fine.
Time zone.
We can forgive him. We can get him on perhaps next week or something like that.
Kevin Street says Uni's not laying down. Yeah, I got a new position for my laptop, so I don't have to lay down anymore while talking.
Excellent. And you decided still not to put a shirt on.
I have a shirt on, damn it! Look.
Sure.
M3UEC says, Owen, your voice is very nice to listen to. Very calming. There you go.
Obrigado, muito obrigado.
What's that mean?
Thank you very much.
Oh, right, okay. So, what about you, No bad. What's occurring?
Good evening, Uni. Good evening, Uni. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just stupid masks are getting on my nerves. Seeing people walking around with masks and stuff like that. But I'm sure that everyone's experiencing that same problem. So not exactly unique. And the worst part is it's like I did mention the new normal earlier. I'm not trying, like, the reason why I said that was because let's be honest here. The last guy was it like a week ago or the week before, the guy who came on was basically saying that there's basically no chance that people are going to wake up. People are too stupid. They're content with their little worlds of not giving a shit about all their privacy being taken away or about being completely controlled and monitored 24/7. They don't care. They're completely willing to go along with it as long as it's what the TV's telling them to do, or somebody with a badge is telling them it's okay. It's completely okay. So I just don't have any hope. I don't really have much hope left, honestly.
So you don't have any hope, but what about yourself? Are you not positive about things may turn out differently?
Well, of course, I would love if things that turned out differently. But it's just that I'm trying to be as realistic as possible about this.
So that's the way you should remain. That's the way you should remain, then, isn't it? That's the way that I look at it. If I remain positive and upbeat, maybe a bit of that can shine off on me. I've been through a lot of shit over the last, 3 years. And I'm still here and I'm still smiling because I have faith in myself. And if I've got faith in myself, hopefully I can shine that off to anybody else.
Yeah.
Stay positive. Serious, man.
Yeah, you're right. It is good to be positive. It's just that when you see so many freaking zombies running around with masks on and smashing hands together, freaking clapping, it doesn't exactly bode well. And I think 80's got it the worst because he has to sit through that every single Thursday. The freaking people out there with the pots and pans.
Oh, pots and pans. Oh God, it's a fucking joke, isn't it?
Well, I'm glad I don't have that. I'm glad I don't have that. I'm glad I don't have that at all.
We tend not to have it. I mean, they did for the first couple of weeks, but now
it's like those toys for little kids. The little Jack in the Boxes of things that come out and they go clap, clap. The little monkeys that go clap. It's like that.
Yeah.
What I want to know is what's going to happen. What's going to happen when the gays want the rainbow back?
I'm not going to go there.
It's going to happen, isn't it? There's going to be a big fight between the gays and the NHS, and some of them won't even know which side they should be on.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about the minorities, like the LGBT community or whatever, or feminists, or African Americans or whatever, like all the so-called minorities. They've been thinking that the government, they've been trying to thinking that the government's on their side all this time. But the thing is like the government was never on their side. They've just been using them the whole time just to get what they want. And once you outlive their usefulness, bullet to the head is what they're going to get.
But it's like anything. And if you look at the LG, I can't even say it, all the movements that have been happening recently, and you look at all the marches, all the protests, and you look at...
Yeah, but the thing about
one of the biggest things that's been said at the moment is follow the money. So look at all these people that have funded all these protests. Look at your Antifas. Look at everything. They're all funded by someone, somebody.
Yeah. And
so
even if the protest,
that's another part of a divide and conquer. You put these there. You organize a protest. You organize your people that are for the protest. You organize people that are against it. You pay them a sum of money. They go and do that. The media that are also paid go along and film it and show the masses. The masses watch it and believe it. But it's getting that story to the masses to tell them that all that is bullshit. How do you transfer that to that?
Exactly, and even if the protests are genuine, like let's assume for a second the protests are completely genuine, and that they're not paid. The thing is like even in that best case scenario situation, the people aren't woken up because they're asking for permission from the government to do to be able to basically live. It's like 80 said, they need to stop asking for permission. So that's why I don't have any faith in, like, even if the protests are completely genuine, it doesn't matter. The people are still playing into the psyop.
Well, it's something that I put in the chat room earlier on as well, is that I just see things like that. Is that if people do go out and protest, it would only take somebody just to pay a bunch of people to go in there and start smashing windows or using some sort of weapon against the authorities, and then snap, you're into complete lockdown. You're back to square one, and that's the way that's just the way that I see it. The people. Yeah, I'm angry. Yeah, you can say, "Oh, you're safe and well in Portugal." I'm not, because if this thing does escalate the way that it's looking at, nobody's got a chance to move. But I don't think any sort of violent protesting is going to be any sort of solution, because that's the thing that they'd be looking for. Talk everybody completely down and to put everybody under martial law.
Exactly. Just use the protest as an excuse to be able to say, "Hey, look, the people are being violent. Now we have a perfect excuse to bring in the military and say, oh, you guys got to be forcefully locked up in your homes." It's like people just need to look at China for the perfect example.
Well, have you been cutting your own hair?
Huh?
Have you been cutting your own hair, Uni? I was just thinking, how are you getting your hair cut? It's all right for me. I'm fucking bothered, but and I don't suppose you're at barbers too often.
No, I don't have a barber. My mom cuts my hair.
Of course she does. Does she use a bowl?
What?
A bowl?
Bald? No, she doesn't cut it bald.
No, does she use a bowl?
Oh,
like
use a bowl?
Like a mixing bowl, and then cut round it.
Oh, no. I've never seen that. I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never seen that. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about, man.
It's well.
She just in
the 70s. About the having a bowl hairstyle. Bowl cut, they used to call it, and it used to look stupid.
Well, at least it's on an afro where you got the big bush on your head.
Well, listen, pictures of me from the age leading up to probably about 14 or 15. Yeah, at one time I was called microphone head. People used to come along and just pat me, So,
it's kind of like
I'm just gonna go back to the old
Japan, where if you're a black person, you go to Japan, Japanese people will pet your head because they look at you as a foreign creature.
That would happen anywhere. I remember that happened anywhere when I was growing up as a kid, especially in the 70s. Just something I noticed on the Guardian had thrown out this morning in regards to the old COVID-19. And I've got it here. I'm just going to read it. And what they put as one of the headlines, and it must have been a joke because it was put, and this is going back to the East London and West Essex Guardian.
You can share your screen, though.
A loss of taste and smell could be the best coronavirus indicator. Yeah, because today there was an article in the Guardian that was saying that they was using this as one of the main indicators for obviously people being diagnosed with the coronavirus CV-19. So I thought, just out of my own curiosity, I'd go and and have a look and have a bit of a research on it all. And going back to this is another story. This is from today, and it's a podcast, and that says COVID-19. Why are some people losing their taste and smell? Yeah. So just going back to that, the only reason why I'm saying this, and this is going back to the whole fear thing and the media using this as a weapon, really, because having a look at it, I thought, right, I've got to have a look and see where it all comes from. So one of the first articles that I came across was on the hopkinsmedicine.org. Now, Hopkins Medicine is obviously founded by the Gates Foundation and all the likes, and involved with vaccines and everything else. And what their take on it, just going to go to this because of the simple facts is that these guys are turning around, the press and everything are putting out that, you know, if you've got a loss of your taste and your senses. The thing that I'm trying to get at is that when everybody's on lockdown and you're all people are depressed, people are down, your immune system is low, right? When you are under medical treatment for cancers and all the rest of it, once again your immune system is low. So all these are big factors in you losing your sense of taste, your sense of smell. But what I'm trying to say is that the press are trying to associate that with the virus. Do you understand where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
The press are trying to associate everything with the virus.
With everybody being locked in at the moment, your immune system's going to be at a loss anyway. So that you are going to lose your sense of taste, your sense of smell. You know. So
I had a loss of smell. I used to have my sense of smell. I didn't have one. It's a lot better now, but I didn't have one. But at the time, I read an article. I was just, you know, you looking and I googled loss of smell. And it said most people who lose the sense of smell die within 5 years. 5 fucking years. So I thought, fucking hell. Anyway, I can smell all right now. Well, sort of. You know.
It's smell Watson's farts.
I can smell Watson's farts. We always fucking do. Always smell. We've been to Apple Charlotte as well in the chat room. Not seen you for a while. Nice to see you back here on Raconteurs News. We did have Max Igan coming on, but unfortunately he has slept in. His alarm did not go off, and we are going to organise for him to come back at a later date. So Max has not been able to. Well, I suppose we could have dragged him out of bed, but no. He's he'll be back. He'll be on. I'll see about getting him on next week. So, but we've got Uni Black Sister from over there in there America, the US of America, and it's an international show because as well we've got Owen Lloyd Martin, who is in Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah.
I was seeing today. I think it was in New York. That there was a guy opening, obviously there's lockdowns there still, I think it's either New York or New Jersey, and this gym was reopening to the public, and the police were stood out there, obviously not allowing people to go in, and everybody was kicking off. Then the owners, I think it was the owners, and I think some of the friends came out of the door of the gym and started to calm the people down, and the police started to say the piece. And eventually when everybody started to hear the police said the bit, quoted the statement, and then said, however, and then stepped aside and let everybody all pass in and go in. So it was quite a good feel-good thing to see. Is that? I mean, like I say, I've seen that. Can you confirm it, Uni, that there's 5 states that are still running as normal in the US?
That it depends on what you mean by normal, but I would say it's about right. So if you're talking about without the lockdowns and stuff like that, yeah, it depends on which state you're talking about as well.
Yeah, just that I noticed that there was 5 states that didn't fully go with the flow. Let's say
it's mainly the big states like New York, Washington, and Chicago and stuff like that that have been really affected. And honestly, if you ask me, I feel like the U.S. is probably the most. I wouldn't say the closest to China's communist style, but I would say that it's the one that they're trying to push on the hardest. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Well, like I say, we're in our second week of being opened up, slowly getting things back to normal. The schools. I can't remember when they said. I think that could be June that the schools have opened. But like I say, because even well before the lockdown started, is that a lot of people took their kids out of school. A lot of businesses shut early doors as well. But it's like you were saying before, Jason, before I came on about tourism. That's obviously one of the hardest things that's going to hit although there are planes leaving Portugal now. I think TAP Airlines, which is one of the main Portuguese airlines, I think they're running flights now, and I think some ferries are starting to run. So that, internal wise, you're not going to get, your flights from the Algarve. You may get people that have driven over in the caravans on the ferry coming from the UK, but as far as flights go, it depends on other countries and how they're letting people out.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to get Apple Charlotte a thingy bag.
Yeah, she misses her spanner.
I don't know how to fucking do it, man.
That's the thing, Jason. You don't take away someone's spanner. It makes them mad.
Right, just bear with me for a minute. I'm just going to go get myself a drink, Jason. Back with you in a minute.
Yeah, I will tell Leeds. Leeds were here earlier on. I don't know what's happened to him. And why he's not here. What the fuck? Why can I not fucking... No, that's what I need to do, innit? There you go.
Hold on. Be right back.
Hey, there you go. Right, I've done it now, so stop moaning, you everybody. Fucking hell. Everyone's gone, look. Owen's gone. Look at his bedroom. Let's go on, let's have a quick look. See if we get a closer look at what his bedroom, what state his bedroom's in. He's got some pictures on the wall, I don't know. So, well, that doesn't really tell us though. Apart from it's still like where he is. It's good, this, isn't it? It's good, this. You're listening to Raconteurs News. You're watching Raconteurs News, and you are watching us in colour. I will tell Leeds you miss him. He did text me earlier on. I know he was in the chat room earlier, so he might have fell asleep. But I could have happened, couldn't it? Well, I didn't notice that. Oh, is that what that is? I can't tell what that is. I don't know if it's fans. No. I like a fan, see. I like a good fan. I like someone that's just going to sit there and like say no to me all the time. No, 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 no. Fucking hell. Yeah, you're back. Well, the black one, it laid down.
Pizza, man. Pizza. Lovely pizza.
Oh, that pizza you put up earlier on, it looked very good. It's tuna in it.
Okay.
You greedy bastard. Look at you eating.
Hey!
You can't come on one of these shows and just sit there eating with fucking fancy foreign food. Look at that lube behind you.
Fancy foreign food? It's fucking pizza.
Well, technically, pizza came from Italy, didn't it?
Is that lube behind you upside here? Oh God, you've got to say we love you. We love you, Uni. I'm so glad we met you, and you became part of our little community. Because it's always good to talk to you. You've always got good ideas. What do you think? What would you think? What question would you like me to ask Dave von Kleist tomorrow?
Well, first of all, what's the interview about?
9/11 ripple effect. He did 9/11. Well, we're going to be doing all sorts, really, but therell be a bit of 9/11 stuff in there because he did 9/11 ripple effect. But we'll probably be doing a lot of coronavirus as well, and this insanity that's been going on. I know he's over there in New York.
Oh God!
So,
oh God! Being in New York, oh, dear God, that must be terrible. I'm sorry.
yeah. So. Yeah, well,
but to answer your question, if I had to ask him a question, if you're going to be talking about 9/11, I think that the thing that I would ask is, Well, the thing is, I've never actually seen ripple effects specifically. I've seen a whole bunch of 9/11 documentaries. Like the best one I've personally seen is called A New Pearl Harbor. It's like 5 hours long. I'm not sure if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen. I think I've seen that. Yeah.
It's a really good one. It's from like 2014. It has pretty much all the information that was released up until then. If I had to ask the guy a question, I would say, I don't know. I don't really. Okay. How about this? Does he think that that Israel and that the Jewish cabal is the main ones behind 9/11, like the main heads behind the event itself? And the reason why I ask that specifically is because that does like when it comes to people that talk about 9/11, they either go all in on it or they don't ever cover it whatsoever. So I just like to hear it from another point of view is what I'm saying. If that makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. What about you, Owen? What's that you're drinking there? What is it? Some sort of fucking cauliflower fucking wine or something?
I thought it was piss.
I don't know.
Piss.
Looks like it.
I don't know where you come from, mate, but our piss is fucking not that. My piss is red.
It's red. What?
What question would I ask tomorrow? I guess tomorrow. Where's the money now?
That's a good one.
Where's the money now? Where's the money now? The money that was taken from the from underneath the towers, that alleged.
The gold.
The gold, yes. Where's the gold now?
I doubt we'll fucking find that out. Where's the gold now?
That's the question I would ask.
I tell you what, this. I'll tell you a funny story. Last week, I enjoyed taking last week off, and I know I did a bit on a Saturday, or one at Neats anyway, but I enjoyed time off. Anyway, someone rung me up, and I said, my wheelchair's a bit dodgy, like, it keep having to screw these things back in, and yada yada yada, and I think it needs a service. So anyway, this guy knocks on door. I got a door, and he says, I open door, and he's fucking miles away. He says, I'm here to service your wheelchair.
That sounds very sexual. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, he said, I'm here to service your wheelchair. So I say, he's all right, come in. And he comes in, and I get off a fucking wheelchair, runs a couch and everything, and he starts looking at it, fucking miles away from me. And I says to him, have you seen fucking state of cushion? Because my cushion was fucked. It would just holes in it and all sorts of shit. Anyway, so he looks for about 5 minutes, and he goes, no, I'm not taking this one, because we're going to take it out to his van, and then we're going to service it. Anyway, he says, now it's fucked. I said, well, he says, I'll order you a new one. I said, well, can you at least get me a new seat for now? And he went, yeah, no problem. And he fucks off and comes back. Honestly, I'm sat on settee, he opens the door and fucking slings the seat out my cushion. There you go.
Social distancing to extreme. Eh?
Oh, dear me, fucking hell, I just thought to myself, Christ almighty. Oh, God, whipping out.
Have you not been out anywhere at all in public, Jason?
No, what, sorry?
Have you been out anywhere at all in public?
Yeah, I've been out. Yeah, I've been in Co-op, and I've been in shops, and I've been out walking dog time to time. It's people walk across road.
No, I mean, literally, because obviously it's like village life here. So only when you go to the bigger towns and the bigger cities that you see a lot of people, as in 20 plus. You know, so what's it like? What are people like? I don't know, because, you know, I don't even think, because you don't see anybody. You don't experience that. And it's not me being narcissistic or anything. It's just that it's hard to get my head around how people would react, you know, because in my mind, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and same in my mind. But I'll give you an example. There was a video I saw, I think it was on YouTube, but somebody had posted it. And what it were is in Rotherham, there were a bunch of kids, there must have been 20 or odd of them, and playing football on the park, right? So they're playing football on the park, and the police turn up in these vans to clear them off. And this person's videoing it, and it's going, this bloke's going, the person who's videoing it's going, you're spreading diseases, and it's about time you got off. You shouldn't be on there, you bastards. You're just been killing everybody. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck has it come to? I thought it was fucking, I thought that the bloke were videoing it because he were fucking, he wanted to show it off, and then to say this is what's happening. But now he was doing it because he wanted to. He wanted them off pitch. He didn't want them catching fucking virus. I'm in a fucking ridiculous situation. If you throwing it,
it's the world going crazy in front of our very eyes. That's what it is, Jason.
It's gone crazy, hasn't it? It's gone crazy. If you'd have said something, I mean, what can you remember what was going on before? Before all this, can you remember what the last thing, Brexit? And nobody ever speaks of it, ever. It's a wonder it's not been blamed for coronavirus. If you vote with Brexit,
there's time yet. I reckon there's time yet for somebody to do that. There's got to be somebody over there.
It's just like in America with, you guys had Brexit, we had the stupid Trump, Russia's nonsense shit. It's like, Trump this, Trump that. Oh, has he done something with the Russians and all that? It's 2016 election garbage.
But isn't that still going on now? Because obviously there's an election going on this year in the US, isn't there?
No, but they never talk about it. Like literally, all you see on the news is literally just COVID, 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 COVID. Nothing else. Nothing about, not even about elections or Trump. Or if they do talk about Trump, it's to ridicule him because he didn't respond to the pandemic fast enough.
So that's obviously a mainstream media attack. Yeah. I suppose that's another question I'd ask your guest tomorrow, Jason, is what he thinks of, the whole Q. I'm not going to say allegations, but all the postings of the children in the tunnels, and the paedophile celebrities and the likes, stuff like that's been thrown out by the QAnon movement group, whatever you want to call it. Just his opinion on that. I'd like to know that.
Yeah, we will get into that because, like I say, I've been watching some of these videos, and they keep saying that it's going to happen. This is going to happen next week, or this is going to happen in the next 2 weeks, or the next, and then nothing happens, and you think to yourself, I'm being strung. I watched a few, right, and then I thought to myself, I'm being strung along here. That's all that's happening. I'm just being strung along just to keep watching. And so I don't bother anymore. I think I got rid of it. But
I got.
Go on.
Well, sorry, no, go on.
I forgot. Go on. You carry on.
Well, I got to the point of yesterday morning, because I've been following the QAnon stuff myself, because I've not been following it for a long time. It's only just been in the past maybe 3 weeks I've been looking at whatever's being posted on that.
We're losing you. Can't hear you, mate. Sound's gone.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so it's probably because I'm leaning too far back. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so for the last 3 weeks I've been following the Q things. But yesterday it got to my tipping point, because there was an article that somebody had posted about Muslims and how Muslims should be treated and how they should be, And there was various amount of posts going on about, we should hang them, send them back, and they shouldn't be in the country, blah, blah, blah. So at that point, my leading point of the QAnon and following it was my message back to them saying, it's not the colour of your skin, it's the power and the voice that's telling you this. It's not about each other, it's about the powerful people that are creating this. And it's just crazy that, that people, it's like with anything, that's I'm still here.
Yep, you're back now. You just went a minute for a
second.
second.
I've got to tell you, Alice will probably back me up in this in the chat room. I've been talking to Alice this week, past couple of times, and I've had problems with my microphone. I've tried to reset my computer today, so hopefully I won't have that problem. But it does tend to cut out for some strange reason. But the strangest thing about it as well is that anytime I've tried to do a video call and I even tried to do a video on my phone, it's done the exact same thing. So I'm keeping my eye on that.
I still got you all then. It would just kept cutting out intermittently. So
yeah, so it's.
If you don't mind me interrupting, I just realized something about 9/11 real quick, and it's I might actually be real interested in changing my question to this. Is that what's his name?
He's gone now.
You're doing tomorrow?
Can you hear him, Owen?
I can hear him. Yeah.
I can't hear you either.
What? Can you hear me now?
Your end, man. I can hear Owen. Your end.
Can you hear me, Jason?
I can. I just about. No.
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you.
I'm going to leave and come back. You two keep talking.
Strange goings on. I don't know. Go on. I just can't. Just say what you just said then again, Uni. Sorry.
Well, I actually found this out yesterday, and it's about CNN. And apparently CNN has, compared to all the other mainstream media outlets, whether it's like, at least in America, compared to like Fox or NBC or whatever, CNN actually has the most influence and power because they actually have their own specific section in the Pentagon. And if you look at 9/11, they have a department called CNN Pentagon, and they also have. And if you look into CNN on 9/11, they're actually the ones who bought up all the tapes that were used on 9/11, like all the broadcast footage, all the interviews. They bought them all up, and they were the ones that distributed them.
Wow.
So that's why.
Can you hear us both?
I can hear you. Yep. What about you?
I can hear you.
Excellent, marvelous. What were you talking about?
Wait, I think you had another question. You had another question for your guest tomorrow.
Yeah. It's that. What does he think about? Does he know about the CNN connection to 9/11? I just told Owen that CNN have more power than any of the other American mainstream media outlets. I'm not sure compared to other countries, but because they actually have their own section, a special section in the Pentagon called a department called CNN Pentagon, and they also have, and they were also. You can tell that the Illuminati or New World Order, whatever you want to call them, is closest to CNN because they're the ones because CNN are the ones that bought up all the news footage, all the interviews, like all the footage of interviews that were on 9/11. They bought them all up, and they were the ones who distributed it to the public.
Right, CNN.
Yeah.
Was there not a story some years ago about there being a particular police department being in the old BBC building in London? I'm sure there was a story floating about some years ago about that.
Yeah, the BBC. The BBC had what they called the nudge unit.
Right.
And what this nudge unit was to subvert people into thinking certain things. That they were in the BBC. They were being paid for by us. So essentially, all the subversive stuff you see on the BBC comes directly from them. And they were an interview with them. And they only used first names. They didn't use any surnames or anything like that. and they interviewed him a bit ago. If you look back, it was called the BBC Nudge Unit.
Right. Okay. I think
Nudging
Colin did stuff like did something on that as well. I think they did it on a couple of occasions. But it's all virtually the same. And it's all like common purpose as well. All that kind of same stuff's all involved, isn't it?
Yeah, it's. I mean, these things are definitely there. Common purpose is definitely there, and definitely working in the way that it's working in the ways that it's supposed to. It's putting people who are able to have certain personalities and certain things, and who are, let's face it, they always said, don't they, you have to be ruthless in business. So, you know, that's true. You have to be ruthless. I mean, a lot of things that I've not. There's a lot of money I've not made because I could have, because I thought it weren't right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But whereas somebody who was in business, I used to know a guy. God Almighty! I used to know this guy. He had a pornography fucking websites and premium rate phone lines and stuff. And I went into business with him, and he was fucking ruthless as fuck. I mean, he would. If we sacked somebody, they fucking sacked him. I said, done. You know. Whereas I had empathy, and I found it difficult, just like walking over people. You know, just to fill my fucking pockets and put a nice house over my head. And you know, the last time this is how much the guy was earning 75 grand a week, right? That's what he's making in premium rate phone numbers.
Uh-huh.
He got he got a fine from the company that overlooks premium rate. I think fucking hell, I can't remember. But anyway, so they overlook the premium rate industry. He got a fine of 100,000 quid, and he refused to pay it. So he lost his company. They were making 75 grand a week on. He weren't allowed to operate anymore because he did not pay his fine. Ixtis, that's what they were called. And I'm saying to him, look, you can just pay it. Just pay the fine, 100 grand. It's a week and a half's work. Wait, a week and a half sitting here. Because when you premium rate, you just sit there and it all just happens. So, but it sort of like backfired a bit on him, because the last time that I really did anything with him, before I cut ties with him, was I was helping him take expensive roof tiles off the house that were about to be repossessed.
Right.
You know, he got this house that were 900 years old and fucking had big gates and all that shit, but it were being repossessed because he couldn't keep up the payments on the mortgage, because he wouldn't fucking pay the 100 grand fine. And it was just ridiculous. He were fighting with him all the time, and in the end he lost his house, and he ended up taking anything that were of any value. So floor, he got big slate floor things, tiles like that were really thick. So he was taking all them, and I thought to myself, this is, it's gone from one end of fucking thing to the other. So I don't know what he's doing now. It's 10 years ago since I last saw him, but I did notice him in a few years later. I noticed him on Get Out Debt Free forum. I noticed the username that he used, right? So I checked on him, and it was definitely him. Now I knew that he, in the time between me and him not parting company, he'd been in the business of collecting debt collection.
Right. Okay.
And so he were on get out of debt free. So I said I put up a post. So I knew it so that he wouldn't know it was me. And I just put up a post, just saying, putting all evidence out there. This is the guy. This is the companies that he's had associations with, and one of them ended up in prison. They were called one of the companies that he was using. His company names that he was using was Relentless Recovery. Relentless.
Right. Got you.
Just fucking not a nice dude. Not a nice dude.
A lot of people. There's been a lot of it. I mean, you must have noticed over the years within the truth movement, let's say, the people that have come in at opportune moments and taken from people from within that. It's still happening now. I was looking on something I never got involved with, but I went to a couple of meetings, I think in Wigan or Lee or whatever it was, and it was that Peter of England guy, and he's talking about. He's back again on YouTube. He's Peter of England. This time he's asking for £1,000 from everybody. A grand to get. But I think this is more aimed at the guys in the US. He says there's possibility for people in the UK to get on this, but people in the US, and I think it's all this bailout fund, because if people have lost out, I think it is in the US, if they've lost out on the business or lost out financially, they can apply to have this thing. And he's found this method apparently, which is all legit, as he says, but at the end of it, you have to pay $1,000 for the privilege. So just as a heads up, Peter of England's back on the scene again. And like with everybody else I've talked about, God knows how many times I've been on over the last few times, is how people are monetizing this situation, which is, as far as I'm concerned, still pure evil.
I think we had Peter of England on this show.
Same way I've questioned him before in the past and he didn't answer. So yeah, get him on.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I just want to clarify to people in the chat, this is not a tracksuit. This is not pajamas. These are normal clothes. I am not naked. Look, this is a normal outfit, okay?
And just to answer Alice, it's actually Vino Verde, which is first press wine, Portuguese. Cheers.
I thought knowing you, it might be something like fucking rhubarb sherry or something.
When I eventually find a place of my own and have a garden of my own when I'm growing my own fruit again, that will happen. In the meantime, I'm enjoying the fruits of somebody else's labour.
Nice one. Fenzig is getting hard now. I don't know what that means.
What the
fuck?
It's getting hard now. I think he's getting a bit hard thinking about you being naked, Taylor.
He's not American. I'm pretty sure no one would get hard over me.
So
we've covered. We've covered that it's fucking wank, innit? It is wank. You're sat here and you're thinking, for fuck's sake, man. Like Adi said before, it didn't fucking. You knew that it were all going on, and but it didn't impede on your life, and now it's done that. And
I was talking to Alice. I don't think Alex mind me mentioning that, is that I spent, before this lockdown, I spent 2 years in isolation. Middle of the country, not being able to drive and get out anywhere, and literally surviving on what I had and what I had around me. And then this fucking thing came along. So this is probably why I've got more of a head start, because of the isolation. A lot of people are in isolation and suffering. A lot of people have been suffering in isolation long before the coronavirus, long before I did. Yeah. It's one of those things, is that how you control it in your own head and how you see each day when you wake up. Do you see it as the doom and gloom as it is, or do you see it as a positive way of you changing your life?
And about that, this is in my experience. I've pretty much been isolated almost my entire life. I've never even left my state. I never go anywhere. I'm pretty much the definition of a couch potato, essentially. But then again, that a lot of people my age and younger, I think, are getting more and more into that kind of thing because of just how convenient technology has just made everything. And so I'm more than used to the so when this whole isolation thing started, it personally didn't affect me at all, like not even in the least. I didn't even notice any difference, except for, of course, when I do go out, I end up seeing the stupid masks and shit. But one thing that does annoy me is, why are people begging so much to be able to send their kids back to school, to be able to just, I'm not saying, let me clarify. I'm not saying that things should stay the way they are now or get worse. Far from it. What I'm saying is, though, why are people so desperate to go back to the shitty way that things were just because things happen to be shittier now? It's like, why do you want to send your kids? Why are people begging to send their kids back into mental prisons that is school? That mind that warped their minds, and why are people so freaking gung ho on going back to essentially their slave labor just to barely make enough crumbs to be able to get by? Couldn't we take this opportunity to be able to say, why do we have to choose which system we have? Why can't we have a new system that is beneficial for everyone? If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, just going back to a question here, M3UPC, was you kind of prepared, Owen? Prepared for the COVID? No. Ask anybody that kind of suspected that something was going on. I mean, I knew something was going on in the world outside of my own personal life. But it didn't happen yet. It was a shock like anything else. But I think the thing that did get me the most was how quickly it escalated, and how quickly the press escalated in particular. So prepared, yes, in the sense that when I was married and when I left the UK here for Portugal, because that was our reasons, because things didn't feel right in the UK, things didn't feel right anywhere, and the idea of coming to Portugal was to be comfortable and self-sufficient. So yeah, prepared for COVID. No, I don't think anybody's prepared for COVID, but prepared for a potential happening in a sense, yes. So yes, just answering that question in chat room.
Very good. Yeah, again, I'm like you. I've been stuck in the house for 2 years, so basically, not going out very much. So it's not hurting me as much as it would be in the way of anyone else who's used to having an active lifestyle and going places. Going. I mean, you can't even go for a beer, can you? You can't go for a meal. You can't go for McDonald's. I don't think. It's a weird thing. I just don't know. What the end's going to be. The end game. I don't know what it is, but it's not going to be fucking good. I don't think.
If you want to know what the end game is, look at China. That's the end game.
Potentially.
Yeah, well, that's what they want.
What, we're all going to turn Chinese?
No. I mean the communist.
There's something there somewhere.
I mean, just basically all the basically the lifestyle, the communist slave lifestyle of China, and Bill Gates has been trying to do the same thing in places like India for the last decade now. And did you know that actually that they have over 1 billion Indians currently on a new marked program where they're able to track their every single move because in the name of protection.
Yeah, and I know they've been doing a lot. They did a lot with cash, didn't they? They got rid of the higher value notes.
Yeah.
And people had to go to the bank to get these higher value notes, which were just going to come illegal. And of course, when they got there, they were tax inspectors wanting to know where this money had come from and if they could account for it. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, just imagine if the if you work in cash and you've got, which some people do, if you got money and then suddenly that's made illegal one, the top, you've got loads of £20 notes, and then you've got to go down to. It's just all about wanting to know everything, isn't it? So just wanting to know every single thing that you do.
Yeah,
everything you buy, everything you do, every breath you take, every move that you make, every something else and something else. They'll be watching us all the time. They're watching us now.
Oh, can't you see? You love to be my only.
Don't forget
Every step you take. Sorry, Jason.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, don't forget all the satellite technology too that they've been that they've been putting around the planet, trying to be able to have the entire planet completely monitored via satellite image, down being able to see the last molecule. And that's one of the things that they've been doing in third world countries is sending personal data and stuff to these big space corporations and.
What have you seen that? That's fucking died a death, hasn't it? That all them fucking things flying through sky that you can watch.
Oh, the what's it called? Elon Musk things, isn't it? Yeah, they called it Starlight or whatever it is.
Fucking hell. No, we've got you, mate. No, we've got you.
All right, yeah, Starlight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Apple.
Also, we can't forget about the Georgia Guidestones as well.
The what?
The Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah, and they've been vandalised recently.
Once again.
I think I've heard.
Have you heard the interview with Bill Gates where he was like, if we do really good on getting the vaccines out, we can reduce the number of people being born by 10 to 15% or whatever he said. And that's
he's been quoted quite a lot recently. In particular, a lot of the QAnon stuff. It's been quoted. Is that? Yeah,
well, apparently Facebook's stopping using a lot of them fake news things that they put up because they've been blocking real news.
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny they can do that. I mean, like I was mentioning before about the whole COVID thing, the original idea I had this morning when I saw that Guardian thing, because it comes up on my phone by some obscure reason. And the first thing that I came to was obviously something by the Hopkins Institute, which we know, the Gates Foundation and the likes fund. And what I was going to do, I was actually going to post this Guardian article on Facebook and then put my other bits against that and then put fact check this by using, the all the things that I had there, because it couldn't possibly refute that, could they? I'll put that.
Jason, don't make me beat your ass on DMC.
Not you. Not you, the other Jason in the chat.
All right. Oh, you're courting all the Jasons, are you? Anyway, listen, it's been 2 hours. I've done 2 hours, and my voice just keeps going, and I need to keep in good shape for tomorrow night's show. But big thanks to you for jumping in and helping out on Raconteurs News, Taylor, obviously knobhead number 2, and Owen Lloyd Martin over there in Portugal. So international show from the Soviet Union, Portugal, and the United States.
Can I leave you with one thing before I go?
Yeah.
Just something I wrote today. Just came off the top of my head. I'll just recite it to you if I may. Won't take long.
It won't take long. It will be the last thing. It's the last thing on the show. So, okay, everybody. Thanks for you too. And we'll see you tomorrow with Dave von Kleist. And fingers crossed. Owen, go away.
To the Beyoncés and the Biebers and those world order deceivers, with your symbols and your spells, devil worship is all at an end. There are some of us in this world that see the light and not the dark. We are not hard to find or easy to tell apart. You see, what we have, you sold away for riches and eternal youth. We keep our faith, we share our love, we hold on to our truths. Good night.